Students, welcome you all within this online lecture series. Hope you people are doing good at your homes by benevolence of Almighty Allah. Last time we were talking about subatomic particles as far as atom is concerned. We discussed in the last video lecture. I told you people that this atom contains three subatomic particles. One is electron, another is neutron, and another is proton. And I told you people that these protons and neutrons are embedded in the nucleus. And these electrons revolve around this atomic nucleus in fixed orbits or shells. And these fixed orbits or shells are also called as energy levels. And same is the case with the solar system. I told you people all the respective planets revolve around this sun in fixed orbits or shells. But the problem lying with is that the moment they will, I can say, lose energy and will fall into the sun, thereby collapsing the whole world. Same is the case with these electrons. The moment they will lose energy and ultimately, I can say the moment they will deviate their paths, ultimately they will fall into the nucleus. The moment they will fall into the nucleus, thereby disturbing the stability of the nucleus. That means nucleus will no longer be stable. So these were the short glittering glimpse of the last video lecture which I discussed with you people. Now let's move forward. Let's discuss elements, what actually the elements are. So let's discuss elements. An element is a pure chemical substance made up of same type of atoms. In a simpler way, I can define this element. It's a substance made up of single type of atoms. Look at this beautiful picture of this element. All the respective atoms are same, and it has been proved, experimented, that all the atoms of a particular element are identical with respect to mass. That means they have a same mass, they have a same shape, and they have a same size. So as far as element is concerned, an element is a pure chemical substance made up of same type of atoms. Or I can say an element is a substance which is made up of single type of atoms, and those atoms are identical with respect to mass, with respect to shape, and with respect to size. And it was actually the Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term element in 1661. 1661 it was Robert Boyle. As far as periodic table is concerned, look at the beautiful picture of this periodic table. Periodic table presently this periodic table contains 118 elements. 118 elements. 118 elements. And as far as these 118 elements are concerned, they are wholly or solely made up of single type of atoms, and you will see every single. I mean to say that hydrogen does not contain the elements of lithium. Lithium does not contain the elements of sodium. Sodium does not contain the elements of potassium. That means from this we can conclude that elements are actually the substances made up of single type of atoms. And the second thing regarding this element is represented using symbols. Now the question arises, why we represent chemical elements by their symbols? The only funda behind writing the symbols of a chemical elements is that to make our study systematic and easy, and it becomes easy for we people to write and remember. You will see this beautiful picture of periodic table. All the 118 elements are represented by their respective symbols. Now the question arises, or somebody will pose your question, that why these elements are represented by their respective symbols. The only funda behind writing the symbols of the chemical elements is that to make their study systematic and easy, and it becomes easy for we people to write and remember these chemical elements. So that's why this chart is used in schools and colleges as a teaching aid as far as chemistry is concerned. So as far as these 118 elements are concerned, some are, I can say, naturally occurring, and some are prepared in the laboratory. So as far as these elements are concerned, these elements are also regarded as the building blocks of the universe, and without thinking about these elements, it's that impossible that we constitute the matter alone. Nitrogen, look at this is nitrogen. Nitrogen is the most abundant element in the atmosphere. Oxygen, as far as oxygen is concerned, it's the most abundant element in the Earth's crust. As far as oxygen and silicon are concerned, this is silicon, oxygen, and silicon are the two elements which are the main constituents of the sand, soil, and rocks as far as Earth's crust is concerned. After this, the definition of the atom was modified by, I can say, father of the chemistry, also called as, also known as Antoine van Leeuwenhoek, a French chemist. He is also known as the father of chemistry. He said that an element which can neither be broken down into simpler substance nor formed from two or more simpler substance by any known physical or chemical process, and we call that particular thing as an element. So because, for example, this is hydrogen, this is hydrogen, this is hydrogen. So as far as hydrogen is concerned, hydrogen is an element because it can't be split up into two or more simpler substances by usual methods. So that's why he told that a substance which can neither be broken down into simpler substance nor formed from two or more simpler substance, he called that particular thing, particular substance, as an element. So the bottom line of the story is that an element is a chemical substance made up of single type of atoms, and those chemical, I can say, atoms are identical with respect to mass, with respect to size, and with respect to shape, because they have the same mass, they have the same shape, they have the same size. You can see from this beautiful picture of an element. So presently we have 118 elements known. Out of 118 elements, some are, I can say, naturally occurring, and some we prepare in the laboratories. So from this discussion we can conclude that elements are actually the building blocks of the universe. Without thinking about the elements, it's that impossible for we people to study the, I can say, to study the matter. So hope you people have enjoyed this. In next video lecture we are going to discuss what actually the compounds are. From compounds we will take up laws of chemical combination. Hope you people enjoyed this. Stay at your home, stay safe, Allah Hafiz, and be blessed.